I have lost 50 pounds, regained 30, lost again another 60, and regained 20. I went on a keto diet and lost all that weight, but I couldn't stick with it. This time around, I plan on sticking with it. Welcome to your daily health briefing. I'm Dr. Albert Tackett. This show is here to help you navigate the complex U.S. medical system, one step at a time. Whether you are decoding a new diagnosis, fighting for a referral, or just trying to stay informed, you are in the right place. Let's get into the science. Vanessa comes to see me as a new patient and tells me, "Doctor, I have been yo-yo dieting for 15 years. I have lost 50 pounds, regained 30, lost again another 60, and regained 20. But this time around, I want to make sure that I lose the weight and it never comes back." And I asked her, "What is the plan?" And she told me, "I think I'm just going to do what I did the last time. I went on a keto diet and lost all that weight, but I couldn't stick with it. This time around, I plan on sticking with it." And of course, this is the moment where we needed to have a conversation as a doctor and patient working together to help Vanessa achieve her goals. Now, this is where it gets complicated because people generally assume that yo-yo dieting, also known as weight cycling, is not harmless. Let's look into the science. In medicine, we have long known that yo-yo dieting is not harmless, as I said earlier. If you yo-yo diet, you have a 26% increased risk of diabetes. You have a 54% increased risk of heart failure. But more importantly, your body creates a metabolic memory. That's what it's called in science. And this pattern is likely to repeat itself in the future if you are not careful. So this is not without harm. But also think about the psychological impact of this problem. Many patients yo-yo diet and at some point they just give up, right? Because they feel like all my previous efforts were useless. They were wasted. I lost weight and here I am again with weight gain. And you know where it's usually worse? In patients who have had bariatric surgery. I have many patients who've had a gastric bypass. They've got a sleeve gastrectomy. They've had a gastric balloon placed and they lost weight and then regained the weight. And now they feel defeated. And many patients with all those procedures also took GLP-1 medications and still failed to lose any weight. And now they're despondent. Now they are discouraged and they feel like nothing works for them. And at this point, all the risks I mentioned of diabetes, heart failure, and metabolic memory are now impacting them. And this is where we as physicians have to make sure we take the time to sit down with patients and really evaluate these things and explain to the patient that yo-yo dieting is not harmless, but we have strategies to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. And what are these strategies? They come in the form of things you already know. We have medications. Number one, medications. Yes, I know many patients say that they don't want to be on the medicine all their lives. I have patients tell me, "Doc, I want to take Ozempic, I want to take Mounjaro, but I don't want to be on it for my whole life. When can I get off of it?" And I always have breaking news for my patients. GLP-1 medications are approved for chronic treatment of obesity, meaning you can take them for your whole life. And patients are always shocked. Like, "I can?" Yes. Why? Because those medicines were first approved for treatment of diabetes. And guess what? Diabetes is a lifelong condition. You have it for life. And so if you can take Ozempic, Mounjaro for treatment of diabetes for your whole life, you can also take them for treatment of obesity for your whole life, as long as your insurance continues paying for it or you choose to pay out of pocket. They are approved for chronic treatment of obesity because obesity is a chronic disease, just like high blood pressure, just like diabetes, just like heart failure, or any other chronic condition. So that is the real point. That's where we doctors, especially primary care doctors, have to earn the patient's trust and respect. We have to show them the data that these medicines are actually approved for long-term treatment. Secondly, we have to work with the patient and show them that exercise is not a one-time thing. I'm reminded of what my colleague, Dr. Emerson Coronel, once told me when we were talking about his exercise regimen. And I said, wow, Emerson, you look in great shape. He said, yes, it's because I exercise. And he pointed out, but not just exercise. I do regular exercise. Because dear patient, dear friend, exercise is only important if it is regular and consistent. If you do sporadic bouts of exercise, that is once a week this week, and 2 times a week next week, and then once a week again, it's not going to work. You need regular exercise activity. You have to make it a daily part of your day. You have to be like my colleague, Dr. Khan, who last week came to the office in the morning, got to work late, and said, well, I overslept. But he wasn't worried about getting to work late. He was worried because he missed his gym session at 5 a.m. But you know what? He left the office earlier that day because he had to make up for that day. And the following day, we had the podcast episode to record, and he came late to the episode because he had to get his workout in. That is what exercise, regular, consistent exercise looks like. And thirdly, you need regular and consistent changes in your diet. Not one time, not this week and then next week I'm off, but regular changes. You have to become someone who says, I eat small amounts of food. I use smaller plates. I do not order heavy appetizers. I do not order heavy desserts in a restaurant. I choose my calories wisely. So as we wrap up this episode, the 3 things I would like you to take away is that weight cycling or yo-yo dieting is not inevitable. You have to practice these 3 things. Take a medication for life if you need to, and I encourage you to do that. Exercise for life, because that is the true longevity pill. And thirdly, eat healthy for life, because consistency matters more than slogans. I will see you next episode because the fight is not over. We will keep going until you achieve your optimal health. This has been the Daily Brief. Medicine is not about certainty. It is about responsibility. Decisions are often made with incomplete information, but they are always made with your safety in mind. In a system that can feel rushed and fragmented, you deserve clarity, continuity, and an advocate who sees the whole picture. I am Dr. Albert Taken, your physician ally, high-level science, human-level care. I will see you at the next briefing, or I will see you in the clinic.